Hello everyone, welcome back to Daily Stock Analysis series, and I hope all of you are doing great. In the stock today we are going to discuss is Divis Labs. But before that, standard disclaimer, I'm not a SEBI registered analyst and any stock discussed here is not a buy or sell recommendation. Please consult your financial advisor before taking any trade. So, as usual, let's take a look at Divis Labs chart. First, we're gonna open the monthly chart. This one is the monthly chart. As you can see, it has been in a very strong uptrend since the IPO. 2004 में IPO आया था, and then it consolidated from 2004 Fab to 2006, and then again a very strong up move, and then consolidated for many years from like 2007 to and 12. After that, a slow up move, and then it suddenly came down because things went wrong with pharma in 2015, but it recovered well, as you can see, and and since then it has been in a very strong uptrend. You can't even find the COVID dip. See, look at this candle here. This was the COVID crash. It looks like a small, you know, doji kind of candle on monthly charts. So it haven't had any major dip since it started moving up since July 2017. So this was the broad view of the stock. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. As you can see, so this was our COVID dip. This right here was our COVID dip, and after that it again started moving up, and see this one, this here, this gap. This gap is also called runaway gap. uh, Runaway gap is basically stock काफी ऊपर जा रहा होता है, and it creates a gap, like बहुत strong buying pressure होता है, and it opens gap up, and if it sustains that gap, जैसा इस केस में हुआ है, it hasn't come down, like it consolidated for a bit above the gap, but it didn't came down and fill the gap, so it signifies a very strong uptrend. So as you can see, इसने consolidate किया after gap, then it went up and again consolidated and went a little bit down, and since then again it has been rising steadily. As you can see, it has been since then it has been rising steadily without any correction or consolidation. So now let's take a look at what has happened in past few days. As you can see, it was in a very strong uptrend and the structure was very good. As you can see here, it consolidated here, right here. It consolidated. It formed a pattern known as flag pattern. As you can see, like a flag and pole or a pennant, you can call it anything. It formed a flag kind of pattern. Wait a second. It formed a flag kind of pattern here, and then it broke out, and then it again started consolidating. So as you can see, it was consolidating. As you can see here, it was consolidating here, and 3 days ago on 24th September, on Friday, it was breakout ready. It was totally breakout ready. As you can see, uh, let's go on the hourly charts. As you can see, next day it opened gap up, but in the first hour it came down, and after that it has been falling since then. And look at this candle, look at this candle, wide range candle combined with very high volume. So we have talked about when to buy a stock, uh, breakouts and reversals. Now let's talk about when to sell a stock. So today's video is all about when to sell a stock using this example of Davis Lab. As you can see, it was in a stronger trend, but the breakout failed. So like somebody would have taken, if somebody is conservative, he would have taken entry above 5270. But as somebody who is aggressive, he could have taken entry at 5100, above 5198. So it gapped up in first hour. So if somebody took entry, so when it's the right time to exit, we'll apply some moving averages. So the blue one is 21 moving average and the red one is 50 moving average. So if you're a trend trader and you were looking for a breakout or just bought it before the breakout in the anticipation, and because the structure was very good, so this the blue line, as you can see here, should have been your stop loss level, like, right? And it was hit on the first day only. If you haven't put your stop loss on closing basis, and if you have put it on closing basis, then the next day it fell down. Once it crossed this level of 21 moving average, it went down around 200 something points, and then it tested its 50 moving average. And day after that, again, today again a very wide range candle, and it went below the 50 moving average, as you can see here, signifying a trend change, at least for the short term. As you can see, it was in a very strong uptrend, and now the short term trend is negative. So how much it can fall now? So this here is one minor pivot point around 4437, and this here around this level, wait a second, around this level is 4672 is another minor pivot level. So in case, as the short-term trend is now negative, it can consolidate here and reverse, or it can cross this level, and if it crosses the level of 4784, it can easily go down to 4437. So if you're still holding this in hopes of a reversal, then I don't think so it's a good idea if somebody is holding it, because the setup has failed. And if you identify such setups, it's always better to get out at the first exit signal, that was when it crossed its 21 moving average. So this was about when to sell a stock, because everybody tells when to buy a stock, nobody tells when to sell a stock. So most of most people are just chasing the momentum, but in case if you're chasing the momentum, it's always better to keep your one foot at the exit door. That exactly what happened here. In case you didn't sell it on the 21 moving average, then the 50, and you can you could also have taken a short trade once it crossed the level of this 21 moving average. So it was clear that it can easily fall down to something like its 50 moving average. As you can see from the hourly chart also, look at this wide range candle with volume. So it clearly signified the trend has changed, at least the short term trend. So it could have been a very good, the short selling trade. And below 50 also, it's a good short selling candidate. And if it goes below 4672, then also it's a very good short selling candidate, because it can easily give a move of like a 4-5% move of to 28 points, and that is enough in a short trade. So that was it for today's video, and if you learned something and enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Take care. Goodbye.